Alright guys, welcome back, and obviously we are going to talk about this news here, featured upcoming selection packs, multiple Eternal Partners. And obviously we have this in 2 days, which is on Wednesday, unfortunately, and I will make a video informing you about this. I won't be able to stream the new pack release, which is definitely sad. I would have loved this. I think this is a very nice pack, honestly, but more to that in the video that will be released tomorrow, where I will explain to you why that is. By the way, if you like my videos, please consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up and the notification bell. This would help me out a lot. Thanks, guys. So we have 2 new selection packs. Konami have officially announced the new selection pack, Eternal Partners. This pack releases on July the 11th, which is the it's actually Thursday. Okay, this is it's always the same, right? It's basically 1 day after the new ban list comes. I thought it was Wednesday, but okay, it's Thursday. Make sure to check the content timer above for expected drop time, and will include new cards, including YUBEL, Centurion, a Magic Spectre, and more. We have talked about this, and we can see here YUBEL, the Loving Defender Forever. It was pretty clear that this would be an ultra rare, and I am imagining this will also get the animation. The other candidate for getting that would be Phantom of YUBEL, which is you have to put in of YUBEL to find it, which is this card here, which is just released in the TCG and definitely pushed YUBEL into the forefront of the meta, making it a very viable and very strong deck. Phantom of YUBEL, you can make this just with cards from the graveyard. You can contact fusion it from the extra deck, and this is like is it a monster negate? This is monster negates. You can establish this guy very early on in your combo, and thereby protecting you from cards like Ash Blossom or Nibiru or Effect Veiler or whatever. So very, very strong. You will also be playing this at 2 or 3 copies, whereas you will only play 1, if even, YUBEL, the Loving Defender Forever. So the fact that YUBEL, the Loving Defender Forever, is the ultra rare here, firstly, is not surprising, as I already said, but this could mean, and that would obviously be very great, that Phantom of YUBEL, the more important card, is maybe a super rare, which obviously means you will get, or you will need 2 to 3 copies of a Phantom of YUBEL, and then the deck will be more expensive in the general sense, because you will only need 1 YUBEL, the Loving Defender Forever. As I already said, maybe you can also play without 1. So that's the first good news for the YUBEL deck. We only see 1 ultra rare here for the deck. Obviously, it's always 13 basically. There are 7 more to come here. Yeah, we will see. I guess there will be other YUBEL ultra rares. Would be crazy if this deck would be very cheap. I would also expect Phantom of YUBEL to be an ultra rare, honestly, and then we can also go check what else could be ultra rare here. The Nightmare Throne is a potential card that could be an ultra rare, which you will need 3 of. Maybe Spirit of YUBEL, which also is a 3 of. Some Saradi Lotus, 3 of maybe, and Nightmare Pain. I don't really see this being an ultra rare, but yeah, I guess in the end you will have to invest about, I would say, 6 to 8 or 9-ish ultra rares in this archetype. This is my prediction. We will have to see whether this comes true or not. And then we also get, obviously, Superstar Slayer Typhon Sky Crisis, which is a card, I can already tell you this, that you need only once. You need 2 level 12 monsters, but this is not how you make this guy. During the turn or the turn after your opponent special summon 2 or more monsters from the extra deck, you can also XYZ summon this card by using 1 monster you control with the highest attack, your choice. If tied, transfer its materials to this card. If you do, you cannot normal summon or special summon for the rest of this turn. And then where this XYZ summon monster is on the field, near player can activate the effects of monsters with 3000 or more attack. And then you can also once per turn detach raw material from this card for cost, return 1 monster from the field non-targeting to the hand. This is the anti-Zeus, as they call him, because if your opponent makes a Zeus on his turn with Downlight Magician, which is the normal way to make a Zeus, if you are playing him in the extra deck, then you can just overlay the Superstar Slayer Typhon onto a body of yours and then spin the Zeus back to the extra deck. You could do the same with the Baron de Fleur, for example, if there was another monster from the extra deck that was summoned from your opponent the turn before. Superstar Slayer Typhon Sky Crisis is a really cool card together with the Aspidil Knight, a really balanced card here that helps you going second, because you can clear the board with all the stuff that is available to you, for example, in your hand, and then you can just go ahead and overlay a Superstar Slayer Typhon to basically remove another threat. So let's say you have cleared everything besides their Baron de Fleur that has already used up its negation effect, then obviously you want to get rid of the Baron de Fleur, because otherwise it can, in the next standby phase, tag out for something from the graveyard and thereby, for example, summon a Snake Eye Ash or maybe a Tear Elements Rhino Heart or something like this, starting your opponent's combo once again. So this is really nice, making going second better than it was before. Always appreciated, always very important for the game. This is obviously an ultra rare, but this is no problem. You need 1 of these, and I would be very surprised if this card does not get an animation. If this card does not get an animation, this would be so, yeah, so stupid. I'm really hyped for the animation of Starslayer Typhon. I think he will look amazing, as does Zeus, obviously, when you summon him. So same vein, basically. Then we have Centurion Naria, which is also to be expected, I would say. There were different Centurion cards that we could have seen here as the picture ultra rare, but I've talked about this. It's not written like this. Is it like this? I've talked about this in the last video. Obviously, the big two candidates would have been either the Centurion Auxilia or the Legatia. I think the fact, so I personally think Auxilia looks cooler, so I would have appreciated Auxilia getting the animation, but it's normally always the case that these cards here get the animation that are shown in this pre-phase here. So unfortunately not Auxilia, but a Legatia. Makes sense because Legatia was the first monster to appear, the first boss monster for the Centurion archetype, and then Auxilia came later on. But it's very cool that we will get both of them. I'm also expecting Auxilia to be an ultra rare, honestly. I think personally that the Centurion archetype will be the most expensive one out of this pack, but we will see. Hopefully it's not YUBEL, honestly, because YUBEL is definitely the most meta relevant one, so the most interesting for me. Then we have Magispector Draco Ryu, so the new Magispector cards. Obviously this was pretty clear that we would probably get the XYZ card here. Could have also been the Magispector Orthrus Nu as the card with the animation, but yeah, we get the Draco Ryu with the animation. I would guess that cards like this, or maybe the Yamarashi, will also get the ultra rare status here, so remains to be see how expensive this deck will be. But as you can see right here, a lot of the cards are just normal or rares or super rares, with only this one, the ultra rare, the Pegasus Draco Slayer. Though I'm not quite sure if you even play this in Magispector, because it's not Magispector, it's Majesty Pegasus. So I'm not quite sure whether this even fits in this archetype. So might be the case that we only have these super rares here, and then it would be a very inexpensive start for the beginning. We have this fresh released from the ban list to make this archetype better. This will not be the most amazing and crazy archetype ever, but definitely not a bad one. If you were always hyped for the new Magispector support, then here you go. I'm not quite sure how many of these you need for your deck. I figure you need 1 or 2, but you can let me know in the comments if you know more. And then Iron Thunder card I also pulled from Phantom Nightmare as a secret rare, which is not a bad card, but then also not a card that you will really play. When a spell, trap card, or monster effect is activated on the field, pay half your life points, negate the activation. And if you do, destroy that card and then destroy any other cards in the same column the destroyed card was in that are in the monster zones or spell trap zones. So when a spell, trap card, or monster effect is activated, so this is kind of like a Solemn Judgment, but not with, though you can't negate a summon. It's like a mix of a Solemn Judgment and a Solemn Strike, but it doesn't destroy the card. It does destroy the card, and then it also destroys cards in the column. So is it better than a strike or a judgment? I mean, it's also a counter trap. It's definitely not a bad trap, Iron Thunder that is, but also not a trap that you will normally play in your deck like a staple card, like for example the Super Starslayer Typhon Sky Crisis is. So this is the first pack here, the YUBEL pack, let's call it, and I'm very interested in seeing what the other ultra rares will be. As I already said, I'm expecting Centurion to be very expensive, honestly, and then YUBEL maybe not that expensive, maybe a mid-ish expensive deck, but we will see. And then we also have XYZ Explosion announced cards. Long-time Master Duel players may recognize this pack as it was initially leaked over 2 years ago. Very interesting. I can click on this and see it, or what? Leaks upcoming packs. Is it in here or what? Synchro Starlight, XYZ Explosion. Oh yeah, okay, it was leaked 2 years ago. Crazy, crazy. But with slightly updated contents, we expect this to be a reprint only pack. Yeah, so this could have been, obviously, this is the card we all have been waiting for, whether it comes or not, for YUBEL, the Varudras, the new Baron de Fleur that you can make with 2 level 10 monsters, which is very nice for YUBEL and definitely pushes YUBEL to another level of power. And having an XYZ pack here, this obviously could have meant we get the Varudras, but now that we see all the cards that will get a reprint here, I guess it's honestly very unlikely that Varudras will be in here. Otherwise, I think it would have been here in the basically in the sneak peek cards. Honestly, we see only cards that we already have in the game, but definitely not bad ones. The Juggernaut Liebe is a nice card. Then you have Utopic Draco Future, also very good one, number 38 Hope Harbinger, that will probably replace at some point some tech options from the extra deck of Snake Eyes. This is played in the TCG currently in Snake Eyes. And then we have another nice card with the Generator boss of Shadows here. So yeah, let's see how this goes, or which other XYZ boss monsters will be in this pack. Could definitely be a nice pack to pull from, but as it always is with these reprint packs, most of the time you will be better off in just crafting these cards, especially these ones, which are normally one-offs in any deck, so you won't ever play like 3 number 38 Hope Harbinger, so there's no really any reason to pull from this pack to get 3 of this. Just craft one and then call it a day. But we will have to see what else is in here. Maybe if we are lucky, I don't really see it, but maybe we will get a Varudras in this XYZ pack here. Would be amazing, and I also think it would be a very wise move from Konami, because just having a reprint pack with older cards doesn't really take the player base or motivates the player base to buy this pack. But having a new card in there that is also very playable with another new archetype that just came out, I think this can definitely make a pack more interesting, so that more people buy it. So we will have to see how this will turn out in the end. But this is the announcement. I'm very excited for Thursday. I hope you have a great release week, and as I already said, I will post a video that comes out tomorrow explaining why I will unfortunately not be able to stream or to make any content within this week here. But guys, let me know in the comments what you think of this pack. Are you excited for this? What do you think of these rarity, basically rarity, how do you call it, die Verteilung, the rarity, how the rarities are placed basically, right? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for being here, and we will see each other in the next one.